The angst is finally here. The odds are lining up against Justia and Da-On's favor in the judge from hell. ARong, whose Gremory from fake hell, has always idolized Justia, who's superior to her. She also secretly works as a member of Venato, which is like a demon police. So upon hearing and finding out that her idol, Justia, is becoming humanized, she invokes Bael, reports Justitia's recent failings, and asks him to kill the human Da-On. Unlike in the past, ARong would have taken matters into her hands, by finding ways to eliminate Justia, just as she did with Meang-suuk. However, this time, she solicits Bael's help. This could either be because she's come to like Justia, and wants to maintain the idea of her she has. This is why she asked her not to disappoint her. It could also be because she can't go head-on with Justia, who's more powerful than her. Meanwhile, Bael sends his minion, Pimon, to eliminate Da-On, just as ARong asked. However, they seem to have a secret agenda, which differs from ARong's. Pimon takes up the body of Detective Jang Munjae, to monitor Da-On, and is perplexed to learn that Justia is a humane person. You would think that Bael would spare Da-On, whom he resurrected, and punish Justia, who defaulted on her demon role. However, Da-On is a target, for knowing so much about the demon world through Justia. Meanwhile, it's established that Grandma Mija is Angel Gabriel, who's on Earth to protect the good and the poor. She's been protecting Da-On after his family's murder. However, she can't protect Da-On anymore, as he's crossed over to the dark side, by not only joining hands with a demon, but also thinking and contemplating murder. If you recall, Justia punished and killed Moon Jong-jun in episode 2, even though he didn't physically succeed in killing Min Jong. This means that thoughts matter a lot. Therefore, Angel Gabriel can no longer protect Da-On because of his murderous thoughts. What's more, according to Angel Gabriel, either Justia or Da-On will die. This leaves many of us anxious about how the series will end, given that Angel Gabriel's prophecies have never been wrong, and that the real Judge Bitna is roaming in fake hell. Meanwhile, the identity of serial killer Jae was no shocker, as Shin Hye seemed weird from the beginning. However, there appears to be more than meets the eye. Bitna's former fiancé, Tae-kyu, appears to be up to no good. Shin Hye looked confused, as if he was possessed when he killed Detective Kim. It could be that he's been manipulated by either his father or his elder brother. I bet one of them is the famous Satan. Assemblyman Jae-gul always seems unfazed by whatever Bitna does. This could be because he's Satan and knows she's Justia. On the other hand, Tae-kyu's attitude towards Bitna looks like what nightmares are made of. It could be no coincidence that serial killer Jae appeared the same night he warned Bitna about Wangchun Villa. He could also have a hand in the real Bitna's death. It looks like the real Bitna had been running from Shin Hye, who attacked her and ran into Tae-kyu, who stabbed her to death. However, she must have committed a sin to have ended up in fake hell. Detective Park Dong-hoon and Ko Eun-seop's investigation is bound to open up a rotten can of worms. Shin Hye was unsettled in the last episode, that Bitna might know what he's been up to. He can be seen with the infamous serial killer Jae murder weapon, in the preview for the next episode. This means Bitna must have worked her magic as always, to get him acquitted after her visit to Jaegyo. She can be seen meting out his punishment, while asking if he's Satan or serial killer Jae. Meanwhile, as I previously speculated, there seems to be more to Meang-suuk. This could have something to do with serial killer Jae, as she lost her cool upon hearing of his return. Maybe, her husband had been killed by serial killer Jae. Her absolute devotion and commitment to God could be her way of seeking supernatural justice, or absolution from a grave sin. The room in her house also seems suspicious, and could have been her daughter's room. However, with Angel Gabriel sticking around, it could be that her prayers are about to be answered. Meanwhile, Detective Jang is finally revealing himself to Da-On. He wanted to know how much Da-On knows about Bitna, hence the setup. Da-On went from hellbent on catching Bitna red-handed and persecuting her in court, to deleting evidence against her. Moon-jae showed himself to Bitna at the end of the last episode, and he can be seen questioning Bitna's love for Da-On, asking her if she'd give up her life for Da-On. Ever since her first tears for Da-On, Bitna has been spiraling into love and compassion for him, even to Da-On's surprise. Da-On almost kissed her in the last episode, but Bitna, who's still confused about her feelings for him, stopped it. After finding Bitna in tears, Da-On confronts Moon-jae, who reveals his twisted crazy side. What's more, Mando betrayed Bitna in the last episode, by reporting her crying to ARong. But after learning that she's a Venato member, he questions his decision. Learning that she joined hands with Bael, makes him feel like they are betraying Justia. For now, ARong thinks she's doing the right thing by eliminating Da-On and not Justia. She's holding the fact that Mando attends church over his head, but she's in for a surprise, as Mando uses sulfur powder to incapacitate her for an hour or two. He calls Justia to alert her that Da-On is in danger. Justia races to Da-On's aid, but is surprised to be confronted by Da-On, who seems different. Moon-jae had promised to kill Da-On in the most painful and brutal way possible. His plan is to possess or force Da-On into killing Bitna, using their love for one another against them. Knowing that Bitna wouldn't want to harm Da-On, despite Da-On aiming for her neck. On a scale of 1 to 10, how anxious are you for the next episode? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you liked this content, give it a like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell for all things wonderfully K-drama. Thanks for watching, bye.